All right, guys. So remember, one more time, go at your own pace, modify where you need to. If I'm not showing a modification that you need, just holler at me, wave at me, all right? And I will try to show you that modification. All right. Is this anyone's first time doing yoga? Any kind of yoga? Okay. All right. Sort of, kind of, maybe? Okay. All right. Have fun with it, guys. There's no judgment. All right. Least of all judging yourself. Just have fun with it. All right. We are actually going to start. Here's my daughter, Courtney. Everybody say hi, Courtney. All right. We're actually going to start today standing. All right. And we're going to get ourselves moving. All right. Because I want to get warm. It's a little colder out today. Now, if we're going too fast for you, slow down. We're going to repeat this several times. So you should be able to, if you miss a pose or something, the next time around, grab it, okay? All right, so just start by rolling your shoulders, and I really want you to catch your breath here, all right? Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. Good. And we're going to inhale up. Now, I want you to soft fold. So that means you bend your knees and lay your rib cage down onto your legs. Rounded spine here. Now, inhale and straighten your back. Maybe your hands come to your shin so they can go to the floor. You can even be up here. Exhale and fold your ribs toward your legs. Good, walk back to downward dog. Good, spend some time here. You can pedal your feet if you want to. Push down with the heels, up with the hips. Come forward into plank. That looks like a push-up position. Good, now we're gonna try to not lay ourselves on the floor. So we're actually lowering down and sweeping up. If you wind up on the floor, that's okay. Good, tuck your feet, go back to downward dog. Then you're going to step forward with your left foot and come up to a high lunge. Take a breath. Good, exhale to prayer. Now turn your feet to your right. You'll look down the right side of your mat. Inhale, exhale, and wide-legged fold here. Inhale and walk back to the top of your mat, and exhale, revolve your lunge. Good, now we're going to do all of that on the other side. Step back to downward dog. Good, go to plank. Chaturanga to up dog. And back to downward dog. Step forward with your right foot. Come up to high lunge. Hands come to prayer. Turn everything down the left side of your mat. Inhale up. Big wide-legged fold. Turn to the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale and revolve your lunge. Hands to the floor. Inhale and step in. Exhale and fold. Good. Push down through your feet. Lift up through your heels. Relax your neck. And now inhale, unhinge. Take a breath at the top. And come to prayer. Good, now we are gonna repeat that, but we're gonna go a little faster than that. But if you need to go at the pace we just went, or if you forget, it's okay, all right? The whole point's getting warm. Right, here we go. Inhale, exhale, forward hinge and fold.
This is the
Good, and walk back to downward dog. Inhale here, and then exhale, lower your heels. Good, now come to plank. And chaturanga to up dog, exhale. Inhale, back to downward dog. Exhale, drop your heels. Inhale, step forward with your left. Exhale, up to high lunge. Let your hands come to prayer. Inhale as you turn to your right, wide-legged fold. Inhale, walk to the top of your mat. Rotate your lunge to your left. Step back to downward dog. Inhale, exhale, drop your heels. Open your heart toward the floor. Let your head drop between your arms. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, chaturanga to up dog. Flip that over to downward dog. Inhale, exhale, push your heels down. Inhale, step forward with your right. Exhale, high lunge. Bring the hands to prayer. Inhale, turn everything to your left. Take a breath and wide-legged fold. Walk to a lunge to the top of your mat and revolve your lunge. Both hands together, step in. Inhale, and then exhale and fold. Take a breath, lift your gaze and unhinge. And hands to prayer. Good job. We're going to go again. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Walk back to downward dog. Exhale, drop your heels. Inhale to plank. Exhale to up dog. Flip it over to downward dog. Get ready, left leg forward, high lunge. Hands come to center. Turn down the right side of your mat. Take a breath, wide-legged fold. Turn to the top of your mat, revolve your lunge. Step back to downward dog. Exhale, drop your heels. Get ready, right leg forward and up, high lunge. Hands to the heart. Turn down the left side of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Good. Walk to the top in a lunge and exhale, revolve your lunge. Both hands to the floor. Step in, inhale. And exhale, fold. Unhinge. Take a breath and come to prayer. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge and fold. Walk back to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Drop your heels. Think about your left leg. Step forward. High lunge. Start to sink into that pose. Good. Come to prayer with your hands and turn to your right. Inhale up. Exhale, wide-legged fold. And turn to a lunge. Exhale, revolve your lunge. Step back, downward dog. Take your right leg forward and up. Hands to prayer. Turn down the left side of your mat. Take a deep breath up. And exhale, forward fold or wide-legged fold. Turn back to the top of your mat in a lunge and revolve your lunge. Hands to the floor. Inhale and step in. Exhale and fold. And unhinge. All right, just checking on you guys. Is everybody feeling pretty warm? All right, awesome, good. I see shirts coming off. That's in a good way. All right, here we go. Take a breath. Good. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Now, take your right leg back and drop your knee. Good. Relax your foot in the back, so top of the foot to the floor, not toes. Good. And just unhinge. Put your hands on your hips here. Roll your shoulders back. Good. Now, you're relaxing forward, but you're not pushing forward. Let's try to stay kind of active. Get a sense here with this left knee, kind of opening it so that your knee is over your, stacked over your ankle and is lined up in the center of your foot. We tend to cave in with our knee, so let that open. Good, now we will be taking this deeper. For now, slide your hips backward. Put your hands on the floor and reach your hips back. Now with your front foot, your left one, you can point your toes. You'll feel a stretch here. Or you can flex your foot and you'll feel that in the calf. Or you can kind of go back and forth. Good, come back forward. Bring those hands back up to your hips. Good, now come right up through the center. Inhale. Exhale, turn toward your left leg. That's your front one. And just twist here. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Good, hands to the floor. Tuck your back leg and turn your back foot as you lift it and spiral up to warrior two. Good, so in this pose, we want to line up the front heel with the arch of the back of the foot so you're in a nice line. Now we also here tend to cave the knee in. So open that knee. Think about pushing your front knee towards your pinky toe. Good. Get a sense of your hips moving apart in front of you. Feel all 5 toes on the floor. Big opening through that back hip. Good, now keep your lunge here. Keep pushing your right hip in. That's your back hip. Take your arm and lay it down on your leg. Good, now just for a second, take your right hand and put it on your hip and push your hip down. Good, now reach where the ceiling and the wall meet. Good, so this is angle pose. Reaching where the ceiling and the wall meet. Good. Really think about opening your body toward the ceiling. Your front leg is bent here, so not triangle. You can use a block if you need to. You can just keep your forearm on your leg. Now take this arm that's up, circle it down toward the top of your mat. And as you catch up with your hips, straighten your legs. Inhale here. And exhale. Open up to triangle. So we're making a straight line from the top hand to the bottom hand. Good. From here, unhinge. Good. Now, take your front foot, that's your left one, and I just want you to go heel toe, toward the left side of your mat. Square your hips off. Bring your hands to your heart. So you should feel like your hips are really open here toward the top of your mat. This is warrior one. Good, keep your hips low and just hinge forward, reach back. Exhale, come back up, hands to the heart. Inhale down and up. One more time, keep them low and up. Now straighten your legs. Good, now the next pose is called intense side stretch. It's intense for a reason. So start up here. I want you to imagine someone's behind you pulling your hips backward. Now you can stop right here on your shin. If you have a yoga block, you can also go here. Or if you're more flexible, walk the hands to the floor. Relax your head. Good. Walk your foot back in and let your back heel turn. Step back to downward dog. Good. Walk that out a little bit. Good. Take a breath. We're going to chaturanga to up dog. So lower down. Up dog. Good. Now I just want you to walk this out a little bit. Walk your legs out a little wider while you're in this up dog. Good. Push your shoulders down away from your head. Now just lift up your feet and let your toes come together. You should feel that in the quads. Bonus points if you can fix your ponytail from here with your feet. Good. Big breath. Sit back into child's pose. Good, come to tabletop position. Tuck your feet and go back to downward dog. Good, find your right foot and step forward with your right foot. Drop your left knee. Again, top of the foot to the floor. Hands come up to the hips. Press forward into this. For balance, take that right foot, your front foot, a little wider, but make sure that you are active through the whole leg. So press the knee open. So anytime we're doing a lot of hip openers, man, boy, the sensations are pretty real. Really give yourself a chance to breathe into them. Good, now begin to back that up, hands to the floor, so someone's pulling your hips back. Now again, you can point your toes here, or you can flex your foot. This is just kneeling intense side stretch. It's just a precursor to what we're doing in a minute. Good, come forward, unhinge, hands go back to the hips. Good, take a breath right up through the center. Exhale and turn toward the top of your mat. I'm sorry, turn towards your front leg. Good, and bring your hands to the floor. Good, lift your back leg and turn it to the side. And cartwheel up into warrior two. Move that front foot as you need to line up your legs. Focus on that front knee. Open that knee out toward the pinky toe. Good, breathe. Nice, you guys. Good, now you're gonna set your right arm on the top of your leg. Take your left hand, sit it right here, and push your hip down. Good, now I'm not reaching up, I'm reaching forward where the ceiling and the wall meet. Rotating my ribs, trying to look right past my bicep at the ceiling. You can stay here, or you can reach farther with a block, or no block. Round that arm around, straighten your leg. Big breath here. Open everything up to your triangle. Feel that left hip trying to reach the ceiling. Good. From here, just unhinge. Good. Now, you're still in a line, so take your front leg, that's your right one, a little bit wider. And turn. So here we are not in alignment. This is warrior one. Hands come to your heart. You can put them up if you want to. Again, focus on that front knee being active. Don't let it cave in. Good. It's almost like someone's pushing your hips forward, right? Keep your hips pressed forward. Inhale, ribs to the thigh. Exhale, back up. Exhale. And back up. You should feel some heat in your hip here. Good, and now straighten. Inhale. Now we go to that intense side stretch. You can even just take it here. Where I don't want you though is on your knee, but your hands can be on your shin. Good, let your feet walk back in, step all the way up. Lift into a standing extension, so straighten your back. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good, bend your knees, look up and unhinge. Good, well done. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath. I'd like you to take your hands to your hips. Just set your hands behind you. Now roll your shoulders open. I want you to not think about bending backward, but think about pressing your hips forward, opening your collarbones, and stretch your ribs away from the front of your hips. Yeah, so more of opening the body than bending backward. Good, and come up. All right, we're gonna cycle through again, and we're gonna get a little bit deeper. Who's excited? Woo. All right, inhale, hinge and fold. Good, take a breath, standing extension. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to go back to a plank pose. You can, if you want to, walk or jump. Either one. Good. Chaturanga up dog. Good. And go to downward dog. Good. Take your left leg and step forward and drop your knee to the floor. Good. So just like before. Now, this is just a low lunge. We're going to move into lizard, all right? So I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see me from this angle. So I want you to take your front foot and walk it away wide. So now I can set my hands on the inside of my knee. Yes, this is lizard pose. Good. Now, this is the basic lizard pose. See if you can relax your left hip and let your knee fall open. So it's like you just stepped in some gum and you're looking at the bottom of your foot. So you're on the blade of your foot. Right. So here's what I look like from the front. See, my knee is open. But if it's better for you to stay up, flat-footed, that's fine. Good. Now from here, you can always set a block underneath you. You can also try to walk it down. But if you're putting any tension into your shoulders and things, just stay higher. I don't know about you, but I get a pretty good sensation just being up here. Good. Now, we are going to back out of this and come right back to it. So, take your foot and flatten it back out. Sit back. Same thing that we did before. Just ease it back into that kneeling, intense side stretch. Good. Now, as you come back forward, open your knee back up or just stay here. Either one. Good. Now, we're going to revolve this. So right hand to the floor or right elbow to the floor. Rotate open. Pretty intense. Breathe. Stop where you need to. Now, if you are super bendy and you really want more, you're going to take that back arm and reach for your back leg. You can do that on your elbow or on your hand. I tend to like being up on my hand. I actually seem to get a more of a stretch in my hip flexor when I'm up. We're going to hold this for 20 minutes. Y'all good? Woo. Good. Relax if you've got your back leg up. Slowly turn out of that. Ooh, yes. Good. Step back to downward dog. Good. Now, lift your left leg. That's the one you just had up in the front. Up into three-leg dog. Pull your heel into your hamstring and open yourself up. Look to your left. Try to point your belly button to the side. Good. Come down to tabletop. Now extend your left leg and your right arm. Good. Think about lengthening here from your fingertips out to your heel. So actually flex your foot and drive your heel to the back of your mat. versus pointing your toes. Good, now reach back with that right hand and grab your left foot. Now think about pushing your foot away from your hand. Open your heart. Now if you can, relax your head down. If it messes with your balance, just keep your eyes forward. Good, and come out. Now, we are going to do a wide-legged child's pose. So let's set that up. Big toes together, and get your knees as wide as you can get them. Yeah, they may even be off of your mat. Wide-legged child's pose. Now, if you have a block, you can always put the block between your toes and sit. You're still going to kind of sit on the block there, all right? And just ease yourself down. If you can't reach the floor, bring your elbows down. You can even make little fists and put your chin or your forehead on your hands. Good, or relax all the way down. See if you can breathe into your belly here. Take that breath all the way down to your lower back and into your hips. Good, hands go under your shoulders, walk your legs in. Ooh. Good, tuck your feet. Come back to downward dog. Good, go to plank. And chaturanga to up dog. Good, stay up here. Just widen out your legs a little bit. And bring your feet together behind you. Push your shoulders out of your ears. Inhale as you sit back and exhale back. So this is just a regular child's pose. This should feel a little bit different. And come up to tabletop. Tuck your feet, downward dog. Should be able to really drive those heels down now. They may not be touching, but that's okay. Step forward with your right foot. Drop your knee to the floor. Relax your foot in the back. So now take this leg and walk your knee wide. Walk your foot wide so that your shoulders are on the inside of your leg. So this is lizard 1. You can stay right here. It is very normal to be much different on one side versus the other when it comes to our hips. So don't worry about where you could or could not go on the other side. You just got to do what you are right now, okay? So just don't compare, just be. If you want to open up and look at the bottom of your foot, so you're on the blade of your foot. And now make sure if you're opening up that your foot is flexed. This foot must be flexed. That is going to support the whole leg. We don't want the hip doing something, the foot doing something, and the knee doing nothing. So flex that foot. Good, Johnny. So take your time and just breathe in the space that you're in. Good, now flatten your leg back out and sit back. Little hip release here. Good, come forward, go back to your lizard one, or open it out, and just add your twist if you want to, right? You don't have to. Even if you twist it on the other side, doesn't mean you have to on this side. Good, now if you'd like to add your back leg, you can. Or if you can, add your back leg. Good, and lift and go back to a downward dog. Walk that out. And drop your knees for tabletop. Now, big toes together. And then walk your knees out as wide as they'll go. Try to sit up tall here. So wide-legged child's pose. Good, so really try to open out. Good. And then I want you to think about not rolling forward and rounding, but leaving your hips where they are, but getting low in the front. Whatever that means for you. Try not to let your hips come forward. Good, walk that up to tabletop. And extend your right heel to the back of the mat and your left arm to the front. Use your core here, strong. Breathe. Good, take a breath, reach back, left hand to right foot, and push your foot into your hand. Open your shoulders away from the top of your mat. So draw your shoulders down toward the back of your mat. Keep looking toward the top of your mat unless you can relax your neck. Good, and bring yourself up to downward dog and lift your right leg into three-legged dog. Pull your heel in and open everything to the right. Good, and bring it back down. You can walk or jump all the way back to the top of your mat. Take a breath into standing extension. Exhale and fold. Good, bend your knees and unhinge. Good, take a breath. Bring the hands to prayer. Good. And up we go. This is our last standing fold. Down you go. Jump or walk back to plank. Walk the feet out wide again. And bring your heels and toes together. Regular child's pose. Good. Now, we're going to go back to downward dog. When you're ready, take your left leg forward and turn it to the side. So we are working toward pigeon here. Probably my favorite hip opener. There it is. Now, if you are flexible enough, you want your shin parallel to the top of your mat. This foot must be flexed. Okay? Now, if you've had some knee injury, like I have, all right, like torn ligaments or anything, I'm actually going to bring my foot closer into my hip. But notice right now my hips are not squared to the top of my mat. That's okay if this is where you need to stay. If you can, get yourself up so that everything is squared to the top of your mat. I'm still flexing my bottom foot. Again, I don't want my hip doing something, my foot doing something, and my knee doing nothing. So that's what that foot flexing helps protect. Good, sit up tall. If you need to, you can put a pillow or a cushion underneath this hip. If you choose to fold forward, make sure that your weight stays behind you rather than rolling over your shin. Deep breaths. Walk yourself up and go back to downward dog. And use that downward dog as an opportunity to walk that out. You can pedal your legs. When you're ready, your right leg is going to come forward. Now, I'm just going to repeat everything I just said because this side is its own side. All right, don't assume you're going to go right to the same place. So if you're flexible enough, see on this side I can go almost parallel. All right, I have had a knee injury though, so I'm going to tuck it in just to be safe, but I'm squared here. If I need to bring it down to the hip for safety, you can do that as well. Notice my leg is reaching back. It's not relaxed at all. I'm pushing my foot to the floor. Not my toes, but the top of my foot. When you're squared off, you should be able to get all 5 toes and the top of your foot on the floor. Unless you have weird toes, I can't help that. All right, just relax into that and make this side your own. Think about this being an active stretch. So you're not really resting here, breathing, moving around. Keep your front foot flexed to protect your knee. And focus on your breath, going all the way down your spine, into your lower back, and into that hip. Good, and walk that up. Good. Go ahead and have a seat. So turn that way. Good, so Courtney's gonna turn one way, I'm gonna turn the other, just so you have a couple of different views, all right, of the same pose. So extend your legs out. Good, all right. So now we're gonna take some of the poses that we just did and flip them over as we finish up here in our last few minutes. So take your left leg and cross it over your right. Now, flex your left foot. Roll yourself back. So this is a reverse pigeon or upside down pigeon. So you can just hold here, or if you want, you can grab underneath your other leg. Really breathe into this. Get a sensation that your knee is opening away from your body. Good, now from here, we're gonna sit all the way up and get your feet out as wide as you can. Now what I'm gonna do is put one hand behind me and one hand in front, and I'm gonna use that to push myself open. Think about pushing your pubic bone to the floor. Good, so some of us have a very naturally posterior leaning pelvis, and especially in gentlemen, they tend to look like this. They're kind of leaning backward. That's really normal, but we don't want to do this. Okay, so if that's you and you just lean back like that naturally, put your hands behind you and lift. And it's not about just having a good posture. It's about pushing your pelvis down. Right. I'm trying to create distance between my belly button and my pelvis. Flex your feet. Good. Now you can reach forward like this, just pushing. Or if you want to bring the hands forward, you can. But notice it's not my back rounding, not even putting my chin to my chest. Good. From here, walk up. Bring your legs in. And now we'll take the right foot across the left. Again, flex your right foot. Roll back. Again, really think about relaxing the knee open. You can add the leg extension like Courtney's doing. I usually do that, but I'm not today. Just really focusing on my hips. Good, bring your legs together, sit yourself back up. Good, so that was pigeon upside down. Remember that lizard pose? We're gonna do the lizard pose upside down. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna keep your right leg on the floor. Reach to the inside of your left foot. Right, good. So feel that widening out, right? And then we're lowering down. Half happy baby. Think about pushing your right leg to the floor. Even if your right leg is up, push it down like it's gonna go to the floor. Relax into this. Think about that knee trying to drop to the floor, to the outside of your shoulder. Good. From here, we're going to sit back up. And this time, instead of sitting wide, our feet are going to come together in our bound pose. Good. Hold on to those feet. Walk your hips towards your heels. Good. Now, it's the same principle. If this works better for you, bringing your hands behind you, you can do that. Or reach forward with your heart. Good release. Extend your left leg. And now reach for your right heel on the inside of your leg. So my leg is on the outside of my arm. Down we go. Flex your feet, especially that left one. Drive the heel to the floor. Good. From here, bring both of your legs in. Good. And just let your knees come toward you. Now remember that wide-legged child's pose? Take your knees to the outside of your knees. Or your knees. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. And just pull your legs open. Good, you can add a little rock here if you want to. That feels really nice in the lower back. And just slowly make your way to feet to the floor and let your knees fall together. Good, this is where you may want to stay if you have back issues. Or work your way down into rest, corpse pose, whatever works for you. Remember, there is no wrong way to rest. But to not rest is definitely not a good thing. Take some breaths. Close your eyes. Think about the arches of your feet relaxing. Think about your legs becoming heavy. Welcome the stillness in your breath. Feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. Feel as though your chest is melting out toward the floor. Let your arms become heavy. Let your jaw relax. Feel your tongue fall back into your mouth. Let the back of your neck release. Notice your eyes have become very heavy. Allow the muscles of your face to let go. And begin to slowly feel your body in contact with the floor. When you're ready, draw your knees in, roll to your side, and take your time joining me seated. Now, guys, you're at your house. If you need to stay reclining a little bit longer, if you're in a good place, stay there. Good. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath. Good. Exhale, let it out. Stay out here. Big inhale as you roll the shoulders up. And exhale as you drop them. Inhale up. And exhale to prayer. Guys, make sure you comment if you have any requests for poses you want to do or parts of your body you need to work on. You can go to the OMAA Yoga Facebook page. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So let me know if you have any questions. God bless you guys. Namaste. Awesome job today. I'll be around for about another minute or so if you need to stick around and ask a question. I appreciate you guys very much for being here.
Thank you, Miss Kelly.
You are very welcome. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Sarah, you got to stay.
There we go. I set her up with my phone.
Oh, nice.
2 Zoom meetings at the same time.
Technology, awesome.
Yes.
What time are you in?
3?
3.
Yes.
3? Yeah.